Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Fair warning, be sure you listen to the end of this for a rant. Well, I'm not sure that's the right word. Maybe an editorial. No, it's not really an editorial either. Well, let's just go with some final thoughts. How's that? Stick around for some final thoughts toward the end. All right, so let's get into the news. There is a bunch. As I thought, yesterday morning, Governor Hogan stole a bit of Comptroller Peter Francho's thunder and announced $1 billion of aid for Marylanders. He will be presenting an emergency bill to the legislature tomorrow when they convene for the session. Calling it the Relief Act of 2021, the bill will provide direct payments to Marylanders who filed for the Earned Income Tax Credit, and the payments will be $750 for families and $450 for individuals. Additionally, he's repealing all state and local income taxes that would normally be due on unemployment earnings. And there is a business sales tax credit of up to $12,000 for businesses, and he extended the unemployment tax relief for employers. The governor did say he is prepared to get the money flowing as soon as the General Assembly signs the bill, and then he will sign it. And he indicated that it could be as soon as this weekend. In some fallout news from the insurrection at the Capitol last Wednesday, an Anne Arundel County Police officer was found to have been involved and has been suspended with pay. The department is investigating to determine the specific involvement of the officer to see if any laws or policies were violated. And this is concerning and related. The FBI has put out a warning for all 50 state capitals and the District of Columbia, warning of armed protests between January 16th and the inauguration on the 20th. And all of our government entities and law enforcement here in Maryland have released statements saying that they are coordinating to make sure that we do all remain safe. My tip to you is I would avoid the area near the State House for a few days if you can. It is budget time in Anne Arundel County, and the county executive and our new budget officer, Chris Trumbauer, wants your input. As he has done for the past 2 years, County Executive Pittman will hold 7 town halls. This year they are all virtual, of course, and they are all at 6 p.m., and they begin on January 14th. You can sign up to speak and get the entire schedule at aacounty.org/budgettownhalls. And if you just want to listen and snark, you can do that on the county executive's Facebook page because they will be broadcast live there. And the saga of when will the kids get back in schools continues. Despite a decision they made back in November, the Anne Arundel County Public Schools are second-guessing once again. They are requesting families of students to complete a survey about when they want their children to return to in-person learning. Now, it's not open for everybody. You do have to put in your students' ID numbers and their names. It has to match the database that the school district has. You can access it at aacps.org/Spring 2021 survey. And to be honest, this is really at the behest of the board, who are likely concerned with their next election and afraid to make any kind of a misstep that might bounce them from office. And finally, some good news. We have been hearing about businesses closing left and right, but this time, the Best Coffee Shop in Severna Park is expanding. The Big Bean Coffee House is opening a second location near Annapolis, just over the city line in the county, at 888 Bestgate Road. They plan to be open sometime in April, and the shop will include a 35-seat outdoor dining patio. So this is great news. No need to ride my bike to Severna Park for a coffee fix anymore. Okay, that does wrap up the news for us today. As always, thank you for listening, and if you are someplace where you can leave a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues know all about us. It really, really, really does help. A quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief this morning, Solar Energy Services up in Millersville, and to the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long Inn Foster company. As I mentioned at the beginning, I have some final thoughts, so you do want to make sure you hang out until the end for that. And, of course, George Young is here with your local DCMD VA weather forecast. All of that gets underway in just 1 minute after we hear from Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar power solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners like yourself are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, January 12th. Yesterday was the second straight gray Monday for the Annapolis region, but skies should be a bit clearer today with a fair amount of sunshine for all of Anne Arundel County, with highs in the mid to upper 40s after a chilly start this morning with temps upper 20s to lower 30s. More of the same tomorrow before slightly warmer temps in the low 50s Thursday and Friday before a small chance of some precip Saturday morning to kick off a weekend that will bring temps in the low to mid 40s for highs both days. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
Hi, I'm Kristi Neidhardt. My team and I often get asked, is now a good time to make a move? The answer is absolutely. With interest rates the lowest they've been in nearly 50 years and inventory in high demand, now is the time to let us earn your trust. Whether you're looking to relocate, downsize, or find the home of your dreams, my team and I will guide you through the process and find exactly what you are looking for. Serving people is a passion of mine, and it's what my team does best. That's the Neidhardt difference.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
So many different stories in the news, and everyone has an opinion or a rant. Here's ours.
If I am ever challenged by Governor Hogan to a chess match, please remind me about his announcement yesterday morning. The moral of that story is to never play chess with the governor. Hogan likes to say he's a businessman with no political experience, but boy, yesterday he played the General Assembly like a fiddle. Follow along with me. Last year, the General Assembly passed the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, which is the Kerwin Commission bill to invest heavily in education. This was a $32 billion bill that undeniably would have resulted in significant tax increases to fund. Predictably, Governor Hogan vetoed it. Unpredictably, COVID happened. The General Assembly closed early and vowed to override that veto post-haste as soon as they returned in 2021, which is tomorrow. No one expected COVID to morph into a year or longer event, and people are hurting. That, again, is undeniable. Enter Governor Hogan with his major relief package, which conveniently needs approval from the legislature. So, what is a delegate or a senator to do as they enter into a new re-election cycle in 2022? They certainly don't want to alienate their supporters by denying them the much-needed assistance as they deal with a pandemic, and they certainly are not interested in increasing taxes to wrestle with a $32 billion blueprint. And funding both is fiscally irresponsible, and we all know that. Go against the governor, lose your seat. Go with the governor, and you stand a chance. Not so tough of a choice, if you ask me. Governor Hogan, to use a phrase my father was fond of, totally snookered them. Well played, Governor Hogan. Well played indeed. You've learned this political game very well, and never, ever call me for a game of chess.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe, here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us, men and women who serve without expecting anything in return, which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.